Welcome to this instructional video on XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP was introduced into Excel by Microsoft in July 2020 to the average user, so this year, but it has been available for about a year to testers, which is why you see some videos out on YouTube that are a little older than what mine will be. Now, with that said, I must say that I believe after using this function that it is the new king of the lookup functions within Excel. Alright, so before we begin, what I want to do is ask you to subscribe to my channel so that you can be able to access other instructional videos that I have put together that will help you in Excel. Alright, so with that said, let's go to the Formula tab. The formula for an XLOOKUP starts out the same as any other lookup function, but that first function step is pretty much it. Everything else below that in the function does change. So, like I said, lookup value is the traditional lookup value. It's what you're looking up to be able to find the answer against. Lookup array, this only chooses the column the lookup value is located. So it's not the entire table range like you would have found in a Vlookup or HLOOKUP historically. Return array, the return array, this is only the column the answer resides. Again, it's not a column index no more. It's basically the same kind of thing, but instead of having to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or column 20, you literally just pick the column that the answer resides for it to be able to look up against. If not found is optional. All this does is allows you to put a message in case there's an error that comes back. And if the error comes back, if you have something in here, you can easily identify. So if you want to put the word oops or research or error, you just type that into that box, and that's what will come back if an error is found. Match mode. Unlike traditional lookup functions, the match mode automatically defaults to an exact match. So that makes this box actually optional, just like the if not found. But if you want to put something in this box, put 0, because 0 equates to exact match for the XLOOKUP function. Alright, so let's go to an example. Alright, let's look at example 1. I'm calling this RIP HLOOKUP. So rest in peace HLOOKUP. Alright, so the first thing you gotta do, let's click in the box under the 1 and right beside the apples. And we'll go up to the FX, which is the insert function. Over here, we're going to type in XLOOKUP. Click on go, and there you go. The XLOOKUP function comes up. We're going to click OK. Alright. Now, the first thing here is the lookup value. We need to tell Excel what we want to look up against. So in this case, we want to look up against the 1. Alright. Now we're going to lock this down so that the $ is right in front of the 16. So we have to push F4 multiple times to get it there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to tell Excel what is the lookup values row or column. So in this case, the 1 is up here, so we need to highlight the row it's in. And we're going to lock this down. So we're just going to push F4 one time and be done. The next thing we need to do is tell Excel where to find the answer. So we're over here at the 1, and we're also in apples, so we need to find answers for apples. So we're going to go up here where apples are, and we're going to drag across, and in this case we want to lock down this so that the $ are only in front of the letters. So when you push F4 once, F4 twice, F4 3 times. Alright. Next thing is if not found. Again, it's totally optional. you can put something in here just to give yourself an error message that you can recognize. So I'm going to put in oops and go down to the next thing. Next is match mode. Again, just like if not found, this is totally optional because the XLOOKUP automatically defaults to exact match. So you don't have to put anything in here, but if you want to, just put a 0. This is basically the code for XLOOKUP to say I want an exact match. And we're going to click OK because we have everything in there. Now, it pulls back 50 cents. So what we want to do is we want to go up top to where the 1 is and where the apples are and see if it shows 50 cents. If it does, we know we've done the function correctly. So 1 apples, 50 cents, looks good. Alright, so now what we want to do is we're going to drag this across. Since we did those lockdown functions as we were building the formula, it allows us to be able to drag across and get the answers to multiple periods. We're also going to drag this down. And now we have it for all the fruits and vegetables. Now, what if there was an error? Now in this case there are no errors because we did the function correctly, and up top here all these numbers exist within our range up here. But what if we change this 1 to a 30? Clicked enter. Now where we had the if not found part of the function and we put in the word oops, now that will come up and it'll tell you, uh-oh, something's wrong. Alright, so if we go back up here, we realize 30 is not part of our range. We change this back to a 1 and now it's fixed. That is XLOOKUP, making HLOOKUP no longer necessary. All right, let's go to example 2. Example 2, I'm calling rest in peace Vlookup and rest in peace index match. All right, so from a Vlookup, the XLOOKUP can be pretty similar, except the formula is just different. So just like before, we'll go up to FX, insert function. We're going to type in XLOOKUP. We're going to click go. We're going to open that up again. And now it's based off of our lookup value. All right. So again, we're going to say Sam here now is our lookup value. We're going to go down here to lookup array, and that is the column or row that you would find the word Sam. So in this case, it's right here, so we're going to bring that in. And we're going to lock that down. And now we're going to say, hey, I need you to tell me the information for the for what we're looking for. In this case, we're looking for occupation. So we want to go to the column up top here that is for occupation, and we're just going to lock that down. Now again, if not found, again, totally optional, but just like before, we'll just put the word oops. That way, if we have an error, it'll come up. And we have match mode. Again, automatic default to exact match, but if you want to put something here, put 0. And click OK. So, if we were right, Sam's occupation is dentist. So let's go up top here, Sam, occupation, dentist. Alright, so now that we've locked everything down, when we put the function together, we can just drag this down. And now we have the occupations for every name that's on our list. But again, we didn't see an oops. So what if we went in here and we changed Felicia to Diana? Now we see oops, because Diana is not in our name list over here. So now you see that the XLOOKUP does everything the VLOOKUP does. So like I said, I feel sorry that the VLOOKUP is no longer necessary. Now, RIP to index match. One of the benefits of index match is that you don't necessarily have to have the item on the, I guess basically say the right side of your lookup value. Well, with the XLOOKUP, we don't have to have it either. So, XLOOKUP again. We're going to click Go. And there's your XLOOKUP. We're going to click OK. Move this out of the way so you can see. Lookup value is Illinois. So we're going to click on that. And we're going to leave that alone for right now. Then we're going to go to the column that has our state in it. And we're going to go from there. And we're going to lock that down with F4. And next we got to go to the return array. Now, if you notice that age up in our table is before state. So it's 2 columns before you even get to state. So we're going to drag that down. We're going to lock that down. And now we're going to go down here to if not found. Now again, we're just going to put oops. And that's going to be the message that'll come up if we find an error. And now we have match mode. And in match mode, again, it's an exact match by default. So if you want something here, put 0. If you don't want nothing there, you don't have to worry about putting anything there. So in this case, we're just going to leave it blank, just to show. And we're going to click OK. And what do we got? In Illinois, this individual's age is 25. So in Illinois, age 25. So we did the function correctly. Now we're going to pull this down. And so let's see. In Ohio, we got a 36. Iowa, we have a 42. Florida, we have a 23. Georgia, we have a 58, etc. So we know we did this correctly. All right, but again, we had no oopses. So what do we need to do to change this, have an oops pop up? Well, just like in the VLOOKUP, all we have to do is change one of these state names to a state that's not within our table range. So let's say this is Arizona. Click there, and now we're going to see an oops pop up because we know Arizona is not within our table range. It's not an option. So being that that is Arizona, we have an error. So we're just going to change that back to Florida. And there you go. Now we no longer really need index match because we can use the XLOOKUP to do VLOOKUPs, HLOOKUPs, and index matches. All right. That is our tutorial on XLOOKUP. And again, in my opinion, the new king of the lookup functions. Thank you, and remember to subscribe to my channel if you found this video to be of help. Thank you.